Just days before launch, Kingmakers, one of the most hyped games bringing modern weapons to medieval battlefields, just got delayed with no release date anymore. And people are claiming that this game is becoming more and more like the day before, and that Kingmakers isn't real, which, judging by the limited footage of the game, random de-launch and release date changes, I believe it. Fans have been taking to various social media platforms online to discuss if this game is even a thing anymore or not. I mean, it's still listed on Steam. People don't think they can still trust the game, but the devs came out with a message on the day of delay saying, after much contemplation, we realized that the scheduled Kingmakers launch on October 8th will no longer be possible. We want to apologize to all the fans who are eagerly anticipating this game. We are sorry for letting you down. Why is Kingmakers being delayed? In short, it's an incredibly ambitious, uncompromising game, and we don't want to cut any planned features for the sake of getting it out the door earlier. Our goal from the start has been to create something that's nothing like anything else in terms of gameplay, scale, scope, and interactivity. With Kingmakers, we set out to publish the Unreal Engine 4 codebase to its absolute limits while still providing true 60 FPS to mid-range PC support. We are an 80% engineering team. We got into this business to push technology barriers. We currently have tens of thousands of soldiers, each with AI and pathfinding that rivals what you expect from a AAA third-person shooter. When you walk away from a battle, it continues to play out. Nothing is fake. We have a giant 6-story castles where every room can be entered and every wall, floor, and ceiling destroyed. When you drive a car into a tree, you're ejected through the windshield. The trees break from its stump and rolls over. Every mission takes place in a massive map that each player on the server is free to explore, with or without their own personal army of thousands. We set out to do all of this with full drop-in, drop-out 4-player multiplayer support. We just need a bit more time on content polish before we feel good about charging money for it. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're making sure everyone who buys the game is enthralled and feels like their money was well spent. We don't want this to be the case where you need a top-of-the-line rig. Thank you so much for your support. We will be presenting a half-an-hour long deep dive on Kingmakers gameplay very soon, with a comprehensive overview of everything we've been working on. Redemption Road Games, Kingmakers. So this message kind of eased the community a bit. It's pretty much what you want to hear from the devs when they delay a game. I'm glad they're not releasing a half-baked game. They want more time to polish it. They also value our money because, I mean, not a lot of companies are doing that nowadays. Regardless of letting us know what's going on, it's pretty much a performance problem. Regardless, delaying a game 4 days before release is always shady. We've learned this from the past, and gamers aren't as stupid anymore. They're also not very trusting. It's the reason people have a second thought whenever buying AAA games like COD nowadays. We have to make sure that if we're putting our money towards a new game, the return on the purchase is worth it. Because, I mean, who the hell has 40 to 60 bucks just lying around in this economy? Everything's expensive, and nobody can afford to lose that much money when it comes to having a good gaming experience. You could put that towards something else, like a larger, more popular AAA like Ghost of Tsushima or Dying Light. But people are willing to give this small studio a chance with their game. Redemption Road Games needs to redeem themselves. I mean, the studio is real. They've been making games since like 2017. Their previous game was Road Redemption, a driving combat road rage adventure, which still stands with pretty good reviews. And most people interested in Kingmakers have never even heard of this classic. But Redemption Road Games has been working on this game for 5 years. It got announced last year, so what the hell happened? This was gonna be one of the big games of the month next to Little Nightmares 3 and Pokemon Legends. I mean, it was such a different take on the genre. A modern soldier travels back to medieval England to change history. Let's be real, we've all wondered this. How OP someone would be if they did this IRL. It was such a unique concept. I wanted to see how they would execute it, especially because what was shown in the trailer and how great they described everything in their message. Tens of thousands of AI soldiers on the field, several areas to explore, complex character animation, and fully dynamic, unscripted destruction physics running on Unreal Engine 4. This game was really pushing the limits of this old engine. And it's like I said, now that I think about it, it was most definitely a performance issue. It was a key factor in this delay. They did say they were incredibly ambitious. They probably didn't want to roll out a half-baked game, only for the entire community to turn against it. After already being on board with the game for so long, it's happened before with other games. For the most part, when it comes to gaming nowadays, you can expect disappointment. You don't know how many small projects I supported and they just ended up being bad. But honestly, I don't want this game to be. So I'd rather they delay it, work over it some more, improve it all, and then come back to us with a polished copy and prove everyone wrong. Because this game looks like it's not gonna be the best, but it's definitely gonna be freaking fun. People are gonna go nuts over it. I mean, you can essentially do whatever you want. It's the reason I love sandbox games. Modern weapons in medieval times, yeah, you're gonna be unstoppable. And I already know the community is gonna come up with some crazy crap. Gonna be all over TikTok, everywhere. Watch. much. So this game has a lot of potential, but despite this, we now have no release window, expected release date, nothing. It just has the label coming soon. It could be this year still, 2026, or worse, later. Or like many fans are predicting, never. That's right, people think this game isn't even real because a delay so soon before release is sus. But the way I see it, I don't think they would have gone out of their way to promote it the way they have and listing it on console, only to try to scam us, kind of like the day before did. But they have community-backed Discord servers, Steam forum pages with hundreds of users online daily. Even if people are spamming fake makers, TinyBuild is still a registered publisher, and something had to have gone wrong behind the scenes to get them to have to delay it upon release. It was probably something incredibly bad. I still stand by the idea of performance issues. Maybe other October releases interfere with this game. They were scared it just wasn't gonna do well, and that's what caused them to move it, not just want to work on the game. But then again, the lack of gameplay and pricing information is kind of suspicious. I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt because literally everyone on Steam, at least, is now calling this game a scam, and people are getting even more mad because the devs are deleting comments. But then again, spamming scam isn't going to resolve anything. The feedback from this one fan actually got through to the developers behind the game, with him saying it's the silence, the deflection, and the refusal to engage with the community in a real honest way. For a couple years now, Kingmakers has been kept afloat by people who genuinely believe in the vision. But instead of clarity, we've gotten vague updates, recycled statements, and radio silence from the people who have been leading the conversation, the actual dev team and publisher. Now, he makes a good point. After this delay and everyone waiting for the release to arrive, why were they so silent from the beginning? The hype's just not here anymore. The devs have to somehow make it up to us because they're just about to lose all of the people who supported the game since the announcement. February 20th, 2024, by the way. They said they're going to come out with half-an-hour gameplay soon, but who knows when that is. And regardless of the silence for more than a year, the meme with historically accurate continued online, and people just kept pushing and promoting the game for free because they believed in the vision. Yeah, I think the devs got to show some sort of appreciation to the fans, just feel betrayed at this point. The way I see it though, the game does not look like a scam. It seems to be legit. It definitely might be a flop, but it's real. In my opinion, they should just reduce the game price. Steam forums, people keep saying the game's gonna be $30 for early access. Make it 20, I guess, just to ease people down. It is gonna be running Unreal Engine 4 anyway, and it's just gonna get delayed and delayed. A second delay is not a good sign. The game was originally supposed to come out earlier this year, got pushed on October 3rd, and got delayed again. At that point, you can't even blame the fans. It's no wonder people don't trust this game anymore. The first time it got delayed, they said, okay, devs, take your time. But 5 months later, they do the same thing, just disappear, no trace, no word, and then a few days before release say, yeah, it's delayed. In gaming, delays are inevitable. Most games, especially AAA, get rushed in development, but nowadays we're all used to it. When they announce a delay, we're all thumbs up, nobody cares. But the second time, that's when it becomes a red flag. These studios are just too much with the fix later approach on games. Mind you, Cyberpunk got delayed 3 times. That's not normal for a game. Most of the time, they get that second chance and that's it. I think Cyberpunk was just an exception because of how big the game was. CD Projekt Red already has a big reputation. Redemption Road Games definitely doesn't. And with each delay, they're losing it all. Because by now, nobody's gonna want to blow that much bread until reviews and gameplay drops. But don't worry guys, I got you. When the game drops, I'll be the sacrifice. I'll spend my hard-earned cash to confirm it's safe before you waste yours. All I ask in return is that you leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for the release of that game. And as always, I'll update you guys when something comes up. But please, let me know in the comments. I try to read and reply to everything. After all the hype, do you think Kingmakers is still worth it? The way I see it, they got proof the game is real. It's definitely not a fake game because their publisher TinyBuild has worked on countless games like Hello Neighbor and Speedrunners, my favorite, Cluster Truck, and the list goes on. So game's real, but like I said, it could just be a flop. Only time will tell. We're gonna need that half-an-hour gameplay they promised us. And yeah, I just wanted to speak on this. Thanks for watching. Love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.